So yesterday I had posted the medical reports of my father. Now the thing is that there are certain injections that you need to take post diagnosis, and those injections are very expensive. Medical insurance companies need to understand that old people, if they are told that they are having a certain disease, then they will obviously go by the protocol that is told to them by the doctors. Injections are expensive. Everybody is used to a certain hospital, and medical companies, if you are giving reimbursement for those patients who were diagnosed with COVID, who had to be isolated because it was a pandemic, even though they were not having symptoms, but they were told that they should be isolated because various instructions, versions, informations were out there in the market during the COVID times. You did reimburse them. So you have to understand that life of old people is also as important as the life of youngsters. In India, uh, a lot of time young people, they get drunk, they have a hangover, and when they have a hangover because they've got drunk, uh, they can have extreme acidity, they can have some, acid flux happening, reflux happening, they can have some kind of sinking feeling, and they get admitted to the hospital, saline is put in, and sometimes doctors tell you to just stay back for the night, and if you have a medical insurance, you stay back for the night in the hospital. And a lot of these kids who are drinking are probably rich kids, so for them it doesn't matter whether they have insurance or they don't have insurance. A person who's having cheap alcohol on the road will not go to the hospital, he will just pass out on the road because he's not having that kind of money. A person who's rich obviously has access to the richer vices, and so he will go to the hospital if he is having some complications post indulgence in that rich vice routine. So you reimburse that because obviously you get those valid bills from the hospital that the patient has checked inside the hospital, premises, and they are, there for the night, and you get all the proper check-in bills. And a lot of hospitals nowadays work like five-star hotels, having cafes and I don't know what not in their facility, because they know that people who can't even afford will prefer that during their hospital treatment because they're getting reimbursement from the medical company. But like I told you yesterday, old people are used to a certain setup. They are used to a certain bathroom. They are used to their bed. They are used to the certain movement that they do in the night. They don't want to just go to the hospital. But for them, the reimbursement takes a lot of time, even though their injections are expensive injections, because cancer injections are expensive injections. Yeah. So then you need to figure out something which can help the older senior citizens who may not have been very particular about taking your policy when they were young, because they never thought about it, because when they were young they were busy figuring out how to earn money to bring up their children. So you need to figure out how your medical insurance industry should work for the betterment of Bharatiya citizens, because we are in Bharat, so it's Bharatiya citizens, unless and until some Firang has taken an OC and is staying in India and is worshipped like some Bollywood goddess. So let's forget that. So just trying to be very clear in my communication. मैंने पापा का पहले मेडिकल जो सर्टिफिकेट थे वो शेयर किए, बट देन वो जो चेक का फोटो था that was not full because it was a horizontal photo and the medical reports were vertical. Now I figured out the new way to kind of fill the video in such a way that the medical reports can also be seen and the check shot can also be seen, so that people know that the money is going directly in my father's account, which he has access to, because he would like to pay for his medical bills. Yes, I'm there, everybody is there, but he wants to be in control, which I think if a senior citizen wants to be in control, then they have the right to be in control. He's from IIT Kanpur, so he's not somebody who is uneducated in the sense that he cannot manage his, work in terms of figuring out. So yes, I had to remove it and edit it and upload it, which I've done now, because a lot of people might be thinking that Payal ने उसको डाला, फिर निकाला, फिर खाली check की photo डाली, because the check की photo खाली account number आ रहा था, पापा का नाम नहीं आ रहा था. So I was like, put the whole name so that nobody thinks that the money is going in my account or I am misusing it. And फिर मेरे को realize हुआ कि जो prescription थी वो vertical थी, तो horizontal vertical में problem हो रहा था, ज़्यादा पढ़ने के लिए. और yes, मेरे पास तो entire medical document है, because मैंने वो medical insurance company को भेजा था courier से, and they asked for the original papers, but I made a PDF of it before sending, so I have the entire PDF with me, and that I can send anybody on email, because a lot of times when the PSA, that is a count, okay, just like you have WBC, RBC, that's it's a prostate specimen antigen, PSA. Even when the PSA is not above a benchmark, they advise the cancer patients to have the injections to keep the hormone down. So he has to take hormone injections. The body is frail, the body is weak, but the patient is advised, and I am not a doctor. So when I have gone to senior doctors and they have collectively given a treatment plan, then that treatment plan has to be executed, because my father makes his own decisions when it comes to his medical treatment. मेरे नानी के time पे I made certain decisions and I think I was wrong. So I will always have that. Because as a layman, you trust the doctors. Okay, this was not supposed to happen. So yes, like I said, my father is aware of his medical treatments. He is aware of his finances. He wants to be independent, and he has the right to be independent. He has the right to use his saving money as he feels like. As a daughter, I'm there for him. As a father, he's there for me. And so when he told me that Payal put it on social media, and he had discussed it with me, and I thought about it since so many days, I did put it. Yes, but it was action that happened. So I did not put the full photo of the check, and I put the prescription and the treatment plan. And then I realized that I need to put the photo of the check, so people know that it's going into his account directly in Yes Bank. Yeah? Okay, bye. So it's up to you. I would really be grateful if you could help my father. And it's your personal choice how much you think you want to give to him as donation.